What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is actually day 2 of me cleaning stuff here in the garage. Yesterday I came out here to kind of button up the engine bay on the JDM EF2. If you guys haven't seen the previous video, be sure to go back and check it out. We stripped everything out of the bay in hopes of sometime this week start sanding it all down to prep it for primer, base coat, and some clear coat. Did a bunch of other miscellaneous things here in the garage, throwing things away, moving things around, and it's still pretty clustered here. You guys probably can tell you're kind of in my t-shirt slash welding area instead of my workbench because it is still a mess over there. But today I kind of just want to take you along and just kind of, you know, see what we get into. I still got to move this B-series block out of the way. It's in my walk space. This is my RS machine sleeve LS block that has just been rebuilt. Everything is brand spanking new, and this was out of my red CRX. And before I actually put it away, I do want to put all the accessories back on just so that I don't have an extra box just sitting there. So today we're probably going to clean majority of that. I had a timing belt. I don't know where it went. I want to put the timing belt on before the timing cover, but at least get that all cleaned up, figure out where all the hardware is at. Shout out to the homie Mike because he hooked me up with 2 more O-rings for the water pipe I have right here. And we're going to clean, assemble that, find a home location for it for the time being. To be honest with you guys, I'm probably going to stick it underneath the welding table. Plenty of space down there, but I'm also going to be cleaning the timing component, timing cover for the K-series out of the 88 Silver Sedan. So all of this oiled stuff right here is going to get nice and clean, ready for reassembly. Probably the starter too while it's there. Might get into all of these guys, especially the intake manifold, because they're all filled with oil. Yeah, it is literally filled with oil. The cylinder head's already sitting right here. It is draining all the oil that's in the pockets into this little pan. And I'm also going to clean this with the MOXY acid cleaner to kind of get it all prepped as well too, even though I might send this to the machine shop and kind of get the valve seals put on, resurface the cylinder head just a little bit, and I might end up using the blocks dual valve springs and retainers just for extra insurance because I already have it. So we're gonna mess with the cylinder head just a little bit right here, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I want to get to today. All the other accessories and stuff too, I'll probably get to all that, make it a one shot with the sprayer. But let me show you guys the cleaner real quick in case you guys missed it in the previous videos. My goal is to get my garage looking a little proper again. So right here, MOXY acid cleaner. I saw this in one of Remy's video where he was using it to clean the seal cam, and it turned out freaking awesome. So I decided to buy a gallon just to see if it works well, and if it does, I have a bunch to use. If it doesn't, I mean, it wasn't too expensive, but I'm glad I did because this thing actually works amazing, and I have plenty to use before I have to reorder. So it doesn't say that you mix this with water, any sort of percentage. We're just going to use literally 100% concentrate of MOXY acid cleaner. That's what we're going to be using today, our weapon of choice. And let's go ahead and just kind of lay some of the parts out and let's get to cleaning. Ooh, clear skies today. So we have first round of parts here on the table. I am going to gather round 2 of parts, but timing cover for the K20. I scrubbed all the glue off of it, make it nice and clean. And I also popped off the tensioner cover just to clean that as well too. Scrub all the glue off of that. These are the factory head bolts from the K20. I think I'm going to be switching over to the ARPs for this engine because my built motor has those ARPs, but I upgraded to Speed Factory L19. So when I get the ARPs, when I deliver the rest of the parts, we'll have the ARPs for this engine when everything comes back together. So I'm just going to clean it up for now along with the guide just to make it look less oily. I am going to be switching to new guides as well too when time comes. The chain is already brand new when I first put it all together to throw into this car, as well as the tensioner. So I already got those kind of newish. Water pipe, thermostat housing from the B-series with the timing cover. I'm not sure if I want to spray that down because I don't know how that's going to react to plastic, but we're going to find out today. Thermostat housing for the B-series. Look at it, crusty, right? The acid cleaner is going to change this look right here, so you guys pay attention to that. Okay, water pipe, I think I painted this black. I don't remember because I think it was gold. Yeah, so I don't know if the acid cleaner is going to eat all that, but if I get gold, cool. If it doesn't, then I guess we'll just spray it black again. But all the hardware for the B-series in one bin, hardware for the timing stuff here in one bin, so when everything's all said and done, I can bag it and label it accordingly. The K20 head, okay, typical engine stuff right here. All these stains from the oil over the years, the mileage, all that right there is going to get cleaned. Even though the head is already clean for the most part, I am going to spray it up anyways just to see the difference all together. So let's go ahead and give this thing its first round of acid cleaner. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the 15-20 second it says to do. I'm going to let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to scrub it, and then I'm going to hit it again with the acid to kind of eat the rest of it, then wash it, and then see the results after the fact. So let's go ahead and just do its first round of acid. There's no spray pattern in here, which is weird. There we go. All right. Real quick, in the meantime, in the previous video when we stripped the passenger and the driver's side towers of all the OEM components, we pulled everything inside the car, all the wiring. I came out here yesterday, I pulled out the rest of the stuff in this corner, brake booster, master, all the brake lines except the rear because it goes through the car. I pulled all the grommets off, these hard lines and the heater core, just so that when we paint, we're not like overspraying or painting onto the grommet, which then is going to crack later. So I went through and pretty much took off all of the extra grommets that I missed, some of the stickers that were here, and pretty much gave it a good old scrub and rinse down yesterday. So it is clear of dirt and debris, which means when I start sanding, I'm not doing double the work trying to sand on top of the layer of dust and dirt, straight to the paint. And oddly enough, using cleaner, I didn't use the MOXY, I used one of my other detergent, and after getting all the dirt and crud off the actual frame itself, like the paint is so thin, just rinsing it with the water took the freaking paint off. So that's good because not a lot of layer to sand through, right? Usually from factory they don't put a lot of paint in the bay anyways, so that's good in a sense. We're not shaving anything, we're not patching anything, we're not repairing anything. This is just a sand scuff slash preparation on the paint surface to stick the primer on before base coat and clear coat. So I'm excited. I definitely am excited because this shouldn't take long to do at all. Aside from using a wire wheel and going through all of the rusted surfaces, I mean, that's all easy peasy just because there's not actually much of it. As much as I wanted to get ahead of myself because I get more work done faster without recording, but I want to give you guys a quick little look on all the parts we just cleaned. Man, 9-day difference. So timing cover, right? I didn't really scrub it too much other than just a couple of passes with the wheel brush, and on the inside all that gold oil residuals are mainly gone. I mean, just the bottom right there, but not a big deal. Outside looking fresh aluminum, although all of these little like thing right here, whatever this stain is, definitely need to scrub it a little bit more, but I'm content. The timing cover, the plastic one, the acid didn't really do too much as far as like distorting it, but it definitely cleaned it up really well. So I'm happy that this came out nice and fresh. The hardware for the B-series, this is what they were talking about using this acid cleaner on bare aluminum, bare metal, is that if it has that factory gold, like what is that, galvanized or zinc, that gold color, the acid will eat that off. So if you look, most of my hardware turned silverish, right? Kind of like if you was to leave it in vinegar. So if you guys remember, these guys are usually goldish, but if you look, it took off a lot of that color and made the hardware silver. I'm not worried about these guys because they're going to be in the engine, lubricated by oil. Same thing with this guy. You can kind of see all that stuff left behind from the acid, but all the hardware clean for the most part. KB thermostat housing, check it out. This thing was crusty. I was a little worried that I might have painted this cast aluminum, but turns out I didn't. This is raw aluminum, looks freaking awesome, and this is gonna match the short block because the short block went to the machine shop and got cleaned, so that's all fresh. The water pipe right here, the acid didn't really eat it up too much, but I will say that that gold on the back side that was there, it's like freaking silver now. So it definitely ate up that coating on the bottom side, but the paint itself didn't really distort it too much. Honestly, I don't even care about painting this thing because it sits behind the block, but we'll change the O-ring because I am going to install this onto the block tonight. Head bolts, same thing, raw metal. The acid did its job, but also left a lot of those I don't know if that's like caused by the acid cleaner or if that's just the coating coming off the material of the head bolts. They all look like that. They all look almost rusted. Same thing with the rods. The rods I cleaned a couple of days ago, and it also has that, I don't know, goldish whatever. I don't know if it created rust after drying it all off, but we're not using this rod anymore anyway, so I don't really care, because if you look, it's freaking bent, right? Right here we have the alternator bracket, again, raw material, and you can kind of see it started forming that weird orange color. And I didn't really let it dry. I did keep it wet to the point of washing it, and even then it still did that orange, whatever this thing is, just because it's raw metal. Tensioner cover, clean. Guides also came out super freaking clean, but you know, again, we might change these to new ones. Cylinder head, yeah, the cylinder head, let's check it out. All that goldish, gone. On the front side, gone for the most part. A little bit right there in the corner. Intake side, clean for the most part. Exhaust side, took out most of it. I didn't really scrub it too deep because the brush was too big, obviously, but clean it up, you know, just a little bit, not too worried about it. And cylinder head came out freaking awesome. This thing looks probably, I mean, not as good as the block because I didn't scrub it too much, but looks freaking cleaner than when we started. The block itself, in case you guys might have missed it in the previous episode, dude, super freaking clean. I've always been a fan of spraying the transmission, the block, and the cylinder head cast aluminum with paint, but as we kind of progress, you know, moving forward, I kind of opt for the factory casting color instead of the paint. But so right now I'm gonna go ahead and bag up all the hardware, label them accordingly, find home locations for everything, grab round 2 of parts, which tonight I'm just gonna do water pump housing. I'm gonna do the intake manifold and probably just the starter, and then tomorrow I'll do turbo manifold, downpipe, because they have oil in it as well too. But keep it a little light for tonight because I want to actually close garage and show you guys some other stuff with my t-shirt printing. I got the last DTF print from a different company shipping today, so I have it right here, and I want to show you guys a little teaser about some of the things I've said in the last couple of videos, because this one right here has a ton of prints. Stick around. Quick look inside the intake manifold. All that oil came through from cylinder number 2. We're gonna try to clear all that out. Water pump housing, just gonna clean it up. Not too shabby, but you know, we're already on this cleaning frenzy, so we may as well just clean it up. Here's the backing plate. Comes off right there. In case you guys didn't know, you can separate this. I ended up putting my vacuum ports on the bottom of it, so that way it's kind of out of the way, and we have sources for, like, you know, boost reference, or you know, in my case, EF chassis. I plug the top, so that big one is for brake booster, and then that's for like blow off valve. But this is all I'm going to clean tonight with the starter and this guy right here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Looking good, looking good. Everything is all nice and cleaned. Alrighty, let's throw everything back on the rack and close the garage. So I'm going to put some of the accessories and bolts back onto the built B-series block, just so that I don't have it all scattered. And everything's just going to be lightly bolted into place because, one, I don't have a timing belt. Two, no post mount, because you got to put the post mount on before the timing cover, which is going to be based off which car I end up putting this into in the future. Another thing too is the bolt for the tensioner is very specific, and it is kind of rounded out, so I'm definitely gonna have to get a different bolt so I don't have issue with this later down the road when the engine's in the car, if I need to take it out or whatever the case may be. So I'm just gonna lightly bolt everything back into place. Tensioner and water pump was brand new when I had taken this motor out, and even my buddy Mike was like, this is like practically brand new. So he ended up putting it back on for me. I am gonna use the same tensioner. Timing cover does have a gasket, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put this back on. Alrighty. This new shoulder bolt 10 mils, which looks like this. Alright, timing cover is on. On the water pipe, I'm gonna pop off the old O-ring. There we go. Doesn't look bad at all, but we do have some new ones. Here's a new one. There we go. There is another one on the opposite side. Pop that off. Pop that new one on. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the short block. Just kind of twist it in place with a little lube. It does have a stopper, so it'll stop once you bottom out. Thermostat housing, same thing, just kind of twist it into place. There we go. Trigger control, guys, trigger control. You guys thought I was gonna zap it into place, huh? Lower alternator bracket. I do have the hardware here. Now, if you guys paint your short block, make sure the contacting point to the alternator bracket is cleaned off of paint, because that is the grounding point for your alternator. So if you're wondering why you have a lot of charging issues, it's probably because your block is, you know, conflicting with the contact between the paint and the bracket. This is my turbo block, so I am going to reinstall my oil feed adapter right here on the oil pressure sensor port. So let me grab some Teflon. -3 feed for the turbo feed line. Snug tug, ready to go. Okay guys, so I mentioned that I was going to bring the short block underneath the welding table, but this dolly is about 4 to 5 inches wider than the width of the table, so can't do that right now. I am going to go to Harbor Freight tomorrow and get like 2 or 3 of these smaller ones, just so that the block can sit on just that portion and I can roll it underneath the table without taking up the entire space. I am going to cut this bar off right here just so that we can obviously roll it in, right? But once I have a home location for the short block, I'll have this space open to push my chair in if I'm not using it, so it's not sitting in the walkway. This thing is sturdy enough even without the front bar, I hope, and if need be, I can just use this to make some gussets or something, but I think it'll be fine without this front bar. So one more thing I want to show you guys before I wrap it up here in the garage tonight. My DTF print came in the mail today, and we're going to unroll it together because there are a gang of prints on this gang sheet. So I mentioned in the previous video that I have been working off camera trying to find companies that are quality in prints, affordable in price, and fast on shipping. Mainly looking for companies in California, even though there's a lot of them. It's kind of hard to pick and choose, but been doing a lot of, like, you know, cross-referencing people reviews and, you know, seeing what people are saying about XX companies. So if you guys saw the original t-shirt where I pressed my first T's, this one right here, the black one, and this white one, transfers coming from a company called Ninja Transfers out of LA. And, you know, right now, what I can see based off the sample one, 10 out of 10, point blank, period. Right now, granted, this is my first outsourced print. After doing that, I outsourced other companies a little closer to me to see the quality of them. So I have 4 other companies, including Ninja Transfer, which makes it 5. We're going to be doing a later video after this one, or a couple of videos from now, I don't know. But soon I'm going to do a comparison on these 5 companies to see which one has the better quality on the transfer sheet itself and on the t-shirt. And I can already tell you guys right now, I can see the difference between these 4, and then there should be the 5th one in here, which we're going to unravel right now. I also mentioned that I'm going to be doing a limited run on some fun designs that I came up with. I have a handful of them, but only a few made it to this gang sheet right here. And like I said, limited quantity. So by the time this video drops, I don't know if it'll be ready. If it is going to be ready, it'll be posted at the outro. If it's not ready, you guys are going to have to stay posted with the notification bell on for when I drop the post on the community section of my YouTube channel. Limited quantity prints, limited design, limited quantity on the t-shirt sizes as well, because whatever I have here, that's all I can offer for right now. But we're going to unroll this with you guys right now just to show you some of the prints that I came out with. And also, I need that H2B design to do this video right here for the comparison. So let's set you guys up and unroll this whole shenanigan. And I'm probably going to cut them down as well too, just so that I can get these prints one at a time instead of unrolling it each and every time I need a certain design. Let's get it. Yes. Ooh wee. All right. You know what? I'm gonna cut these up and then I'm gonna show you guys. As I was setting everything up, I was hearing car noises in the background. My playlist disappeared, but I got Danny Dukes in the background. Danny Dukes Turbo EG. Look at this. Uploaded 13 years ago, racing at CMI North versus South at Sacramento Raceway. Man, that's some throwback stuff right there. But anyways, guys, these prints, I am I am so freaking stoked about it, man. These are the fun prints, and they came out freaking amazing with this company. Mind you, I've already kind of like skimmed through the prints, and I can tell you that some of these prints could be better on the artwork side, which I'm taking all the blame for, because, you know, I'm new to, you know, the DTF printing and, like, you know, getting clean lines for better prints, higher quality, 300 DPI is what they recommended. And I didn't know any of that stuff until, like, you know, just recently. So these designs, I've taken it off ChatGPT, and then I moved it over to like Photoshop to do some of the stuff that ChatGPT can't get correct. Like the wagon, for an example, kept giving me a regular intercooler, but I needed a vertical flow. So I did all this right here on Photoshop. You know, I took the background out of this one, and you can kind of see the pixelation right there. That's all on me. If I clean all that up, it would be a much cleaner print, but overall I am super satisfied and content with how the image itself that I created on my computer late nights came out on these prints right here. So ooh, there are a limited quantity of these. I'm probably gonna do more runs later, but for right now, for what I have, because these are like samples to me, just to see the company's like quality. And these are limited as of right now. I think there are 9 of these guys. La Ponda, if you guys remember my fishbowl build where I bought it for the body kit, it was blue. I took the body kit off the car. I decided to restore it, so I did all the body work and everything. You can see the gray quarter panel and all that. No front bumpers because I took the body kit off. And then at the end of the day, the car was like restored back to the factory. La Ponda always leaked, where the inside of the car was always a pond, which you guys name La Ponda, right? So we stuck by it because it fitted. And I think I have 9 of these based off the logo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Project Blueberry also has 9 because there's 9 logos here, so there's only 9 of Project Blueberry. The wagon, I'm not entirely sure why there's so many of them, but there are a lot of wagon prints. I'm not entirely sure on the numbers here, but there's a lot of them. And also for the red CRX, there are a bunch of them. So all-wheel drive red CRX sold this back in 2023. This one is still got the blue all-wheel drive sedan. I only made 4 because originally when I printed these guys, I needed another gang sheet for the logos, which I then had a whole bunch of space on the gang sheet. I squeezed in these guys. And then I decided to buy another gang sheet, which is where I was able to fit these ones into, right? So I noticed that the smaller ones, these dimensions, I can make more of them because they fit on the gang sheet a lot more versus, you know, what is this? This is 15.5 by 12. So this took up more space on the gang sheet versus these smaller ones where I can fit up a lot more. So I'm going to keep that in mind for sure to kind of help me with cost and the amount of prints I can get off of them. But yeah, guys, these are the limited prints we're going to do for right now, and I'm going to do them more in the future. But for right now, these are what I have. La Ponda, Project Blueberry. This is for comparison with the other companies. The wagon, the red all-wheel drive CRX, the blue all-wheel drive sedan. I still got the silver sedan. I still got the Flip RX CRX. I still got the green all-motor CRX to do. And some of the previous builds, like my first EF sedan, my RT four-wheel drive, my gold one. If you guys remember, I had an RT four-wheel drive wagon back then as well too. And a lot more fun prints to come, man. I'm super stoked about it. I hope you guys are ready to work those fingers, no diddy, for, you know, first come first serve basis with these prints. So like I said, when they're ready to go, you guys will know. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. Just give you guys a little teaser on these prints to come. But hope you guys enjoyed the video with the cleaning of the B-series and K-series parts, and also a little bit of, you know, this stuff right here on the table. If you guys enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want, thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for more progress update on the JDM EF2, because the base stripped now, that means all I got to do is work my magic under the hood. If you guys want to see that, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.